Live from the 5th floor of Fondren Library on the beautiful campus of SMU in the Big D, you're listening to the Mustang Mood.
Let's go! It's Sorry, I'm sorry if that was really loud, but I am just so pumped for football season.
Pony up, baby.
Heck yeah.
6 days.
By the time this is released, we're 3 days away.
True.
That's true, yeah. This is coming out Wednesday, and we're in Nevada on
Friday.
Saturday, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go.
7 p.m., 6 p.m.? What's that?
7
p.m.
7.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. It's a late night game.
On CBS Sports.
On CBS. And I can trust CBS to not move the game time around like the CW would.
Hey,
Yeah.
no hate on the CW. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
They're not ESPN. They're not, the big company. I'm about, let's have a little competition.
Sure.
So long as
We're
we
gonna be
get
at the game,
some
it doesn't
cool
matter.
weather and we go and wreck all of our opponents this year. Just everyone. Let's just go an undefeated season.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm about it. If
I don't
win
wanna
the
get
rest
ahead of
our
ourselves,
games. We'll be national champions.
If we win the rest of our
That's-
games,
yep.
we're national champions.
Jay's favorite line.
That's true.
It's true, though.
All right, so this is episode 11 of the Mustang Mood.
Yeah.
Can't believe it.
Big 1-1.
Yeah, and so I think one thing we want to start off with is just kind of a reintroduction of who we are, what we're about, why we did the Mustang Mood. And so we're just a group of friends who were going to talk about sports anyway. So we were like, let's record it and upload it as a podcast.
Yeah,
So,
and we're just like slightly delusional SMU fans, very
Exactly.
passionate, and moody. That's where the name kind of comes from, especially Ben here. He,
Our moody boy.
The podcast kind of sounded as started as a joke of like Ben would just very high highs, very low lows after
Yes.
games, and we're like, dude, we just need to put you in front of a microphone and egg you on. So hopefully, as we get into the season, we'll actually get to see
the mood.
The reactions,
what we
the
actually
moods.
like started this podcast for.
That's right.
Exactly.
I'm ready.
But Ben, do you want to start? We'll just introduce ourselves again.
Yeah, my name's Ben. I graduated from SMU 2020. I love football. I'm ready to get angry and happy. My expectations are extremely high, which means I'm setting myself up for a crash, which is what this is for. We also talked about discussing our favorite episodes, and I really enjoyed last episode where we learned a lot from the team captains about what it looks like to lead. And it was just really insightful. You could tell really mature guys, super cool, great to get to know them. Cool to see they're doing a lot of media right now, getting their names out there. So yeah, that's me.
My name is Walker. I'm also a football fan. I also went to SMU, class of 21. And my favorite episode that we've done so far is the one with Nate Anderson. That guy was
It's a
just
solid episode.
hilarious. Yeah. And
He is.
he was super fun to have on. Big dude.
Huge.
Great hair. Great hair.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, go back and listen to that episode because it was really interesting hearing kind of the perspective of an experienced lineman and what that's like. Because I feel like no one really knows. So it was cool. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about our O-line a little bit later, but super excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, guys? I'm Jay Keeler, class of 2021. Huge SMU sports fan. So excited for everything this season. We've had our first ACC game earlier this week. Pumped about that.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite episode so far has been Isaac Pearson. Hearing his story, the punter from down under was pretty epic.
From the coal mines to the field.
Exactly, yeah. He was hilarious as well. So if you haven't heard that episode, go take a listen. That's one of our best.
Awesome. And I'm Yannick Land. I'm class of 20. I also went to SMU, hence why I'm here. Huge football fan. I'm doing my best to not let it rule my life, but this year is going to be absolutely fantastic. I've not been as excited for a season as I am right now for this season. A lot of great episodes were chosen for favorite episodes, but I'm going to go with the history episode where we brought in a friend of Jay's, George, who's literally an encyclopedia.
He is.
For everything SMU.
That was a great episode.
Got some fun interaction from some people in the comments, but it's fun to look back in the history and know that SMU is like one of the few programs with 3 national titles. So keep that in mind.
Hey,
We're coming for another one.
And we have haters, which means we're doing something right.
It is true. We do.
We have one hater at least.
Yeah. He probably went to our little cousin's school. That's my guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I was wondering. I'm kind of glad that the TCU fandom hasn't found us yet because that would I feel like we would just get bullied so hard. But it would just kind of like show who they really are anyways. So
Hey, there's no such thing as bad publicity, right?
that's true.
Unless-
Bring it on, baby.
Let them come.
Come
Yeah.
listen. Yeah.
Especially to this episode.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Well, we'll talk
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that
we'll
later.
talk about that.
Yeah.
We'll tell them what we really think.
Oh heck yeah.
All right, so today we just kind of want to celebrate football being right around the corner. And so I think the first way we want to do that is start talking about our first opponent, Nevada, week 0. I'm pumped.
Oh my
like
gosh, I'm so
we're in the
excited.
first group of football games. We're like the 3rd football game of the season.
We're only we're one of 2 Power 5 games
Right.
or Power 4
Four.
games.
Yeah.
There's not
Yeah.
5.
Power 3.
Really
Three.
Power 3,
Yeah.
but
3.
yeah. But to keep that in mind, it's us and who is it that plays
Florida
in
State and
Ireland?
Georgia Tech.
Yeah. Florida State. That's right.
In Ireland. It's interesting.
Cool place.
Pretty
Yeah.
sweet.
It is actually.
Yeah,
But
it is. Maybe we can go next.
If SMU played overseas, would we go?
Oh, we got to go.
I think that's
It'd be an expensive
gonna-
trip. But
It would be, but maybe in the future
be
years of the
worth it.
podcast.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
mean,
say,
we'll have to
I'd
see.
have to set
SMU's
out
got,
this
we need
year.
to get the season under our belts and get a really good season here, and then maybe make it an opportunity. Like
maybe if we get the Status Jet sponsorship,
Ooh.
Yeah, or American Airlines, Delta, United. We're open to anything.
anyone that flies over.
We have
Southwest.
friends that work at Southwest. Yeah.
we do. Yeah.
There we
They need
go.
to hook us up.
I don't know if they fly.
I don't think they fly
Ireland.
international, but
Oh, well, that's true.
we'll find something.
Anyways. Okay, so what do we need to know about Nevada? First of all, they were 2-10 last year
And the year before,
and the year before.
The breakdown of the record's pretty great.
Yes. It's a lot of bad. Funnily enough, one of their wins,
What are some highlights? Yeah, go through
Okay.
some highlights for them.
they got smoked by USC, Idaho, Fresno State.
Yeah, they got smoked by Idaho.
Yeah, pretty ugly. They seemed to turn it on sort of towards the end, but then they got smoked by Wyoming to finish. One of the funny things is they beat San Diego State 6-0. And this was football, not
not from
Soccer,
1925.
yeah, not soccer. They had some close losses though. Colorado State, Texas State, Kansas. Kansas was decent last year.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this though, and this is no shot at Hawaii. I think they have really cool uniforms. But losing to Hawaii by only scoring 14 to their 27, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, but the game was in Hawaii.
Was it? They're playing at Hawaii
Still.
this year too.
Oh,
I think it was in.
I thought
Nevada.
okay.
I'm just saying that no offense to Hawaii, but they're not necessarily known for their football. So,
the Rainbow Warriors.
hey, they're cool.
That's cool.
They are cool. I'm a big fan.
I would love for SMU to go play Hawaii.
I would love for us to play Hawaii also.
That'd be sick.
It would be awesome.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you may be thinking, who's Nevada? They weren't really on our schedule before.
Mm-mm.
They're on the schedule because Vandy canceled on us.
Because
Vanderbilt.
it
That's
just
right.
it didn't mean more. It just did not
It
mean
just-
more. Vanderbilt
Yeah.
ran from us.
So I've got this quote
Afraid.
from the Nevada football head coach, Jeff. How do you say his name?
Choate, I think it's Choate.
Choate.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So because they're playing in Hawaii this year, because they have to travel, they expect to spend like $800,000 more this year on travel than they did last year.
Whoa.
And so
Wow.
the NCAA allowed them to have a 13th game this season. And so when they were given that like award, then when SMU came knocking and was like, hey, we need to play somebody. So win the opportunity to add an extra home game and especially begin our renovation 2024 at their stadium came up.
Nice.
We jumped on it. This is Nevada head coach Jeff Choate. Having a Power 4 ACC opponent in SMU coming to Reno this season, there's no reason to not have a full Mackey Stadium packed. So this is the start of our drive for 25. We need to have at least 25,000 Wolfpack fans loudly behind us in the stadium on August 24th. What a great way to launch.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's 25,000 people there. That'd be...
I'm hoping there's 25,000 sad
surprised.
people there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I know several people that I've talked to are going to Reno. For
Really?
the game, yeah.
It's kind of cool to hear someone talking about us like we're a big deal because
Mhm.
We are.
I'm not used to
We are.
that.
Yeah.
So
I know.
it's kind of cool. It's pretty cool. I like it.
You think back to 2016, 2017 when we were coming on campus, it was a very different feel.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so.
So
Yeah.
it's exciting to be a part of really a team that's expected to be a power team in the future.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. I think I saw that we pay Nevada
$450.
$450,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then they pay us $150 when they come play
Mhm.
us in 2028 And so,
which is fair. I mean,
They're getting a good deal out of it. They're
Yeah.
helping us out.
Yeah.
We're helping them out. So
it's
and I'm sure we got a good bit of that money from Vanderbilt when they canceled the game on us.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
yeah,
We're definitely coming out on top for this,
Mhm.
I think. Yeah.
yeah.
But I would rather play Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt just the SEC knew that there was a good chance that we were going to beat them, and that would just not look great for them. They saw no upside in just losing another game. So
Well, we can figure out why they did it. I mean, who did they replace us with?
who did they?
Anybody
replace us
know?
with? I don't remember.
I think it was like Montana State or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I just looked it up last week.
It's-
So you know what they were doing there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, maybe I'm just clueless, but I find it interesting that the visiting team is paying the home team. You'd think it would be like
It only works that way when
like
you're
we would
playing-
pay them to come play us, right?
It's usually that way, but I
Yeah.
think it's because they're helping us out and they need the money because of what you said, the Hawaii trip.
Yeah.
and they know it's. And no offense to Nevada, but they know there's a good chance it's not going to be a close game.
Yeah.
So-
No, that makes sense. We're paying them.
But yeah, you're
But yeah,
right.
usually it is
It
at the
usually is
home
the other way.
of
Yeah.
the big
So I'm
school.
not crazy then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so some more to know about Nevada. Jay mentioned their head coach is Jeff Choate. This is his first year. He was Texas's co-defensive coordinator and inside linebacker coach from 2021 to 23. So he's got some pedigree being at a big program. So they're going to start their rebuild. They have a returning starter. He started partly. He transferred from Colorado. His name is Brendan Lewis. Dual threat guy, threw for 1,300 yards last year and ran for 500. And he's projected to start. So we're gonna have to get the test of a dual threat quarterback right off the back, which should be pretty good. Good test for us.
Yeah, all that talk about our defense, we'll have to see it actually happen.
Yep.
You know?
I think that'll be where we'll shine this season, but we got to start somewhere. So
I'm really excited to see if our lines of scrimmage, like seeing if our lines of scrimmage can just bully a non-power 4 team, like because I think that'll help give us a good indication of like, all right, are we going to be able to hang with a full like schedule against power 4 teams if we just manhandle the non-power 4 teams?
Like, and I want to see some dudes like
put on
their
their
backs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just absolutely steamrolled.
Yeah.
we saw that last season against La Tech, and I think that was just like a sign that the season was going to be as great as it was. And so hopefully we see the same thing this season.
Yeah.
We put Nevada on their backs, and we roll through week 1 with a win. Yeah, ESPN gives us the FPI rankings, give us an 86.4% chance of winning against Nevada. I think that's pretty fair.
It's probably fair. Yeah.
I don't want to get ahead of ourselves while we're just talking about chances to win. Did you see what it was for Houston Christian?
99.
It was like 90.
99%.
I mean, it's Houston Christian.
Yeah.
Right.
Our brothers in Christ.
Brothers in Christ.
Yeah, exactly. And we're just going to destroy them.
Yeah.
You know,
A little bit more about Nevada. So this is definitely a rebuilding year for them, according to some of their sources. They've upgraded some positions, they've downgraded some. It seems like most of their roster is about the same as last year. Obviously, they should be better based on experience, but I think they know that this is a rebuilding year for them. They didn't lose a lot of talent from the transfer portal. But I do think it's, like I said, it's going to be a rebuilding year, so probably shouldn't be too concerned on our end. But
yeah. I mean, I'm not concerned per se, but I really don't want the team to start taking things for granted because this is not the year like where really any mistakes can happen. We need to see. If we can't see us struggling against them.
For sure.
We need to kick off like just right off it with a run.
Yeah, the worst thing we could do going into this game is thinking we're going to destroy them. Like, we can think that.
Yes,
But the team,
as the fans,
the
we need-
team should not be thinking
Yeah.
that.
Right. Yeah, we need to go in and execute and show what we can be this season.
And I believe they will. Like, from what we've heard with the players, like, listen to the previous episodes where we've interviewed them, they all seem to have, like, the right perspective on things.
Yeah.
And it's
Real serious business.
Yeah, and it's not like, oh, we're just gonna be awesome because we got all these new guys and like we're really good and we're just gonna destroy people. It's like no, like we need to fight every day, every week, and like
yeah,
show up.
I think we saw last week we've got a lot of good veteran leadership, people who are really wise and intentional and are hardworking. So I don't think it's gonna be a problem for them to not overlook it and take it seriously. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, and like we were saying before, this is going to be a really good litmus test for a lot of different position groups for our team because the areas that we struggle in here are going to be the areas that we get taken advantage of against in Power 4. So this will really identify, this week and next week will really identify any problem areas that we have. I mean, we should, if we have a position group destroying, that doesn't necessarily indicate anything, but we will know if we're struggling somewhere. So this is really good for us.
Yeah, and I think hopefully we take care of business early and Preston Stone leaves the game early and we get to see Kevin Jennings with our second string. Because I think really the difference, I think we're there with our first string is really ready to compete in the ACC. What I'm questioning is, do we have the depth to compete? And so can we continue to dominate like we should?
From what I've heard, I think we have it on defense, but when it comes to the offensive game, I don't know. Sounds like wide receivers maybe, but...
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think that's what I'm... More than what I'm worried about with Nevada bringing to the table, I want to see what we bring to the table, especially with the depth and then how we perform week one. So I think it'll say a lot about the team.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about QBs for a sec?
I think we should.
Yes.
Yeah, just because we're already on it.
Yeah.
It's confusing.
I'm confused. You'd think Kevin has done a great job, but, Preston's been kind of leading the way for the past, 3 years? Was it 2 years? 3 years?
Last year was his first season.
Yeah, first.
Yeah,
full
so really-
season.
As a starter.
So
He's behind Mordecai.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So, that being said, I think it's interesting how they're kind of treating this. Like, they're still in a QB battle right now. Like, they haven't announced who is going to be QB1.
We're 6 days away.
Yeah.
We think we know.
They're both captains.
Yeah.
That was
team.
the most interesting thing to me,
That was-
is that they're both captains. You don't usually have your starting QB and your backup QB as a captain.
Yeah. And it's like Kevin has come in clutch when we needed him. Like, every season that Preston's played, like, he's had some games that he had to be out.
He did enough to win those games.
Yeah.
Did enough to win Navy, did enough to beat Tulane, which I just watched the highlights of that earlier today. So he had 2 interceptions. He had the fumble in the first play of the game.
Yeah.
Like, it was a rough game. And then Boston College wasn't a great game. Scored. And he didn't throw for any touchdowns there. I mean, I think he's a good quarterback, and I think he's a great leader. So I understand the captain, but I question how prepared he could be to take that starting position. And maybe the offense is going to be different this year than it was last year, but I don't see – I think there's – I mean, what I saw last season, it was 2 really good quarterbacks, but a big gap in between them for sure.
My understanding is that he's had a really good fall camp, and this is one of those first world problems when you have 2 good quarterbacks that could both, in theory, start for you. And my guess is that, like we kind of briefly talked about this before, but my guess is that the coaches are trying to make sure that they know that there's a competition. And if Preston Stone does start to struggle, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that Kevin starts playing. Like, I don't think that that's out of the realm of possibility. I think Stone is our guy, but I think Kevin Jennings is showing well enough that he'll be good. But yes, he has shown some. I mean, last year he was a freshman. He made some freshman type of decisions, and that happens.
Right.
And that's one
he'll be
way.
better now.
That's one way to look at it. I think the other side is like looking at this like, this is weird. I feel like they're both being strung along and being played with.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think, maybe the coaching staff is worried about Preston getting hurt again, and like they have the plan for him to be the starter, but they don't want to lose Kevin because Kevin has the talent to go play at a different program and start there, right?
Yeah, that's true too.
So they don't want to lose him, so they're stringing him along. I hope that's not the case, but
Yeah, but I don't want us to play scared like that. It's like,
yeah, exactly. So it's just kind of, I'm getting weird signals from it. It doesn't make much sense. It's, I don't know.
And I feel like the starter is hurt because they're still splitting reps, and every rep is valuable. And so if Preston's a starter, which we all expect, he's not getting every rep, which I feel like hurts him because he's not getting all the reps. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a real competition. Maybe it is, but I don't know. I don't understand it. Very strange.
Yeah. I'm afraid we won't get any answers until week 3, BYU, because I don't think that Preston will play the full game. I hope Preston doesn't play the full game against Nevada. I hope Preston plays 2 or 3 drives against Houston Christian. And then, then we see third string.
We'll just have 2 60-yard touchdown pass plays, and then
I'm cool with that.
Put Kevin in, yeah.
2 for 2, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And so we may not get answers till Friday night, of BYU. So we'll have to see. I'm a little concerned about it.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot. I think we've got the talent to be there, but I think
Mm-hmm.
like you're talking about, not getting all the reps he should be getting, and then there's a saying: if you have two quarterbacks, you have none. And I think right now we have two quarterbacks. So, and I trust Coach Lashley in his decision making here. I think he knows his team better than we do, and so he'll execute well. We'll be led in the correct direction, but we'll see who's behind center.
As a betting man, I'm putting my money on Preston.
Yeah, I think so too. Preston should be our starting guy from what we've seen.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Did he play in the spring game?
Preston?
No,
No,
he
he was.
He was still
I think
hurt,
so.
right?
Yeah.
he was
He's still
throwing
recovering.
before the game. But
That's
he
right.
Didn't,
That's right.
Yeah, he didn't
I
play.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think he'll be the starter. I just think he hasn't done anything. All he did was get hurt, so it's hard to say like he doesn't deserve to be the starter anymore. But moving into the offensive line, I think that's a big question mark I have, just because, we don't know who's going to start. I think the buzz is that Andrew Chamberlain, the transfer from Arkansas, is going to start at right tackle, but he's injured. So Nate Anderson, our guy, has been playing there. I think he's probably going to start this week. It seems like right guard and center are pretty set. Logan Parr is still hurt, so it looks like Savion Bird's going to transfer left guard, and the left tackle is set as well. So I guess we'll get to see how both OU transfers are going to do. They'll get a chance to fill in and potentially prove themselves. So we'll see how that goes. Should be kind of exciting to see, especially getting to see Nate play. I'm kind of excited for that.
Yeah, I'm
For
pumped
sure.
for that. Yeah, good for him. Good for all of them. I think we've got some real talent there. As long as we stay healthy,
Yeah, that's the
we
big
should
one.
be good. So hopefully by week, BYU or TCU, we're back fully healthy.
Yeah.
Get some good reps in, and then go on from there.
What about wide receivers? What are y'all feeling?
I think it's going to be wide receiver by committee again.
Yeah.
I think we did well with that last season. I think I would like to have a Rashee Rice or a Reggie Robertson or that kind of guy step up and have a wide receiver number one.
Yeah.
I felt like we went through all of last season without that. But if we get a guy like Jake Bailey or Jordan Hudson or any of these guys to kind of stand out, to be that number one guy.
Yeah. Well, Jake Bailey had the top yards for a receiver on the team last year.
Yeah, but no
Just
touchdowns.
No touchdowns.
Yeah.
Which is like, is that the play calling? I don't know what that is, but
He seemed to be clutch on third down.
yeah.
Especially
Yeah, I think
clutch on
that's
third
his
down.
role. Yeah.
But not in the red zone. So
So yeah,
We'll
I don't
see.
know what's up. I enjoyed watching Moochie Dixon play.
yeah.
I think he's a fun player to watch, and he's made some good catches. He did really good in the spring game. But yeah, I don't know. Not one guy is like a Rashee Rice or any of the past receivers that we had where it's like this is the guy. Like
This is our guy. This is going to be who we rely on this season.
which is fine. Like, it is nice to have that one guy that can just literally catch anything that you throw at him.
Yep.
And we may have those people, but maybe they're just like all that way, or several of them are that way, which is even better because we can really spread out the defense. And
Right.
I think
That would be fun to watch.
there's been a lot of talk in the offseason about who's going to be the guy. I think the coaches are expecting somebody to step up this year, and I think the biggest buzz has been around Jordan Hudson, Romello Brinson, through spring and fall camp. So is there somebody you guys think would be most likely? I mean, I feel like Jordan Hudson is the youngest, probably one of the most talented. Just I think he wasn't ready, but I could see him breaking out this year in a big way. Everything I see of him, seems like he has it, but we just haven't seen it in games as much.
Right. Yeah, I think Jordan Hudson or Moochie Dixon is going to be our guy this season.
Mhm.
If I had to guess, I think Jake Bailey would probably be pretty good there too. He's just a smaller guy. He's normally
Dependable.
Yeah.
Just knows how to get open, yeah.
Right. I think so. I mean, I think we're going to be good, but will we be great? That's the question.
only time will tell. We'll see what happens in the season.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ben? You got a bold prediction for us?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've kind of heard the buzz about Jordan Hudson, Romello Brinson, so I just think it's going to be interesting because, like, I think Jake talked about last week, we have like 6 guys, like 2 in every position, outside, both outsides, and then on the inside. I think it'll be interesting to see. I think Jake is going to be kind of like a security blanket. He's just very good at getting open underneath. I don't think he's going to be the flashiest guy ever, but that's not really what he's for. But I have a feeling about Jordan Hudson breaking out this year. I think he might become that guy. But yeah, like you guys said, we'll just have to wait and see how he does.
Yeah.
So,
all right. That's our prediction then. Jordan Hudson.
Yeah.
He's going to be wide receiver number 1 this season.
yeah.
I like it.
So what do you guys think? We kind of touched on this a little bit. What do you think is the biggest thing we hope to see in game 1? I know we talked about no injuries. Do we hope to see a wide receiver breakout, quarterback competition, a shutout by the defense maybe? What is one thing we each kind of like hope we'll take away after game 1?
I kind of mentioned this earlier. I really want to see a domination of the lines of scrimmage.
Okay.
And that'll, on offense, what that's going to mean is that we're going to have a lot of rushing yards, most likely. And, we'll see running backs do really well. But running backs doing really well won't surprise me too much going against Nevada or Houston Christian. But really just knowing that our line is just creating massive, Red Sea, splitting the Red Sea type gaps, like that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
And then on defense, just seeing our defensive ends just rush past them or just put power through the offensive line. So those are really the things that I like. That'll give me a good indication of how I'm going to feel about the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a shutout would do it for me. I want to see our defense dominate. I think we're going to get into some games against some pretty good offenses later on in the season. And so if we can dominate when we should, then I think that's what I'm looking for. The defense, this side of the ball being, where we left off last season.
Yeah.
I'm just pumped. I just want to see a show. Like, I just want to have fun, Like, I know further down in the season, we're going to have some nail biters. We're going to have some games where we just have to put our heads down and grind, and we're just going to be nervous the whole time. I just want to have fun. It's week 0.
Yeah.
I know we can win, and so I just want to see them put on a show, really. Big plays.
Yeah, so big
Just fun
plays.
stuff.
You want to see 60-yard touchdowns.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I like it.
Maybe a pick 6 from Jonathan.
Yes.
That'd be
Oh,
fun.
that'd be sick.
Or touchdowns from both, maybe. Yeah, I think I'd love to see I'm excited to see the clarity in the quarterback competition. And I would like to see the one wide receiver start to, again, like Yannick said, nobody's going to prove anything necessarily against Nevada, but to kind of start to see that guy looks different. Like he's starting to step up. I hope to see that as we, move closer to BYU and TCU. For sure.
For sure. Yeah. Well,
Speaking of,
that's what we're looking at Nevada.
yeah.
And
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to completely change topics.
Do it.
There's something I need to get off my chest, and I think that there is some kind of TCU conspiracy against me.
Really?
This past week, on 2 separate occasions, I have seen guys wearing TCU polos walking into the establishment that I'm in.
Oh, no.
First time, I was at Leela's Wine Bar in Uptown with a little happy hour after work, having a good time with my coworkers, and in walks this dude wearing a TCU polo in Uptown Dallas.
I think it should be a felony.
How dare he?
What are these people doing? They're just doing it to make me upset. Okay,
I think so. They were
it's all about me, and it's all about how I feel, and these people know that, and they're just trying to make me upset. And then this is the first occasion. This is the first time I'm on date night with my wife. Okay.
Oh no.
See, now you know it's personal.
I'm on date night with my wife. We're having a great time eating some pizza at Olivella's.
Let's go.
One of my favorite pizza places.
Right,
in Dallas.
right in our backyard.
Literally right by the SMU campus, across the street from SMU campus. Enjoying my pizza. Take a sip of my Dr. Pepper. Look over. Right past me, dude wearing a TCU polo walks in. And it's in my backyard, guys.
Like, do you know where you are? Come on.
It's in my backyard. I'm sorry that I'm getting so frustrated about this, but I'm not. I'm not sorry.
No.
Because
shouldn't
you're literally...
How dare they?
They're literally 50 yards from SMU's campus, and they're wearing a TCU polo. Like, they're doing it to make people upset.
I tell you, I never go to TCU's campus. and wear
Exactly,
SMU's. I never go to TCU's campus.
Yeah,
but
no.
Yeah, there's no reason we'd be
You
over
wouldn't
there.
find me over there.
Yeah, that's true.
But I respect it, okay? I don't like them at all, but I'll at least respect it and not wear SMU stuff when I go over into their neighborhood.
Yep.
But they have no regard.
I would. But
Yeah, well, That's why we don't let you go over there.
Yeah.
So we had to hold Ben back a
It's
little bit.
Yeah.
fights. But anyways, I'm upset. I think there's a conspiracy against me.
Probably.
Thank God we partnered with some people that make some amazing shirts. And for the people that don't think our faces are only good for radio, aka the people that watch the YouTube videos, can see that we're wearing, all four of us are donning these amazing TCU Sucks shirts.
They do suck.
It is it's a truthful shirt.
TCU sucks. It's a very truthful shirt. So
Yeah.
I just want to ask, do all of you guys hate TCU?
Oh yeah.
Fans, do you hate TCU? Do you wish that there was a way for you to proclaim that to the world?
I do.
I think that everyone should be able to proclaim this.
I used to wish, but I don't have to anymore.
Ah.
Tell us why.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so these shirts, TCU sucks. It says they're red shirts, TCU sucks in blue.
They're beautiful.
They're awesome. The cotton.
They're very soft.
They are very
Tell
soft.
me
yeah.
how soft the shirts are.
They've
No,
upgraded
they fit,
the
they
shirts.
fit well. I feel like I'm in bed in my Egyptian cotton sheets. You know, just being
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
tucked in by what's that lady, Cleopatra herself. Yeah, it feels good.
Anyways, these shirts are made and
pretty good.
sold by a few SMU alum just like us. Like they're really passionate about football. They really hate TCU. They're super cool. They have a boulevard spot on the boulevard. It's spot number 69, and it's right across from their location is right across from the health center, and they sell the shirts at their boulevard spot, right across the street from the health center.
Right by VS and right?
Yeah, a bit further,
I think
like
so.
closer
Okay.
to VS. Yeah,
Okay.
like the health center is like in that quad of
Right.
VS, and then
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
shuttles, paint shuttles.
Yeah. Spot
Yeah.
69.
Yeah,
You don't know where
Yeah.
that is.
69,
Yeah, yeah.
It is.
Hey, Anderson. That's where
Yeah,
he'll be.
and the name of the company that makes them is Tejas Designs, TAYHOSS Designs, and you can also buy these shirts if you don't want to have to wait. Which I don't know why you would wait. You should buy them right now.
You should get them
Yeah.
now for the TCU game.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't wait to go to the boulevard to buy them. Just buy them online at tejasdesigns.com. They sell TCU Sucks shirts. They sell a bunch of other cool, like, Texas-themed stuff. But, yeah, check them out. Support them. They're SMU alums just like us.
Yeah.
And they're just big fans, so be a part of the fan group, you know?
Yeah.
Get some TCU Sucks shirts. Let's go rock it at the TCU game
Mhm.
and show them how much we hate them.
Stick it to them for trying to wear polos in our backyard.
How
Yeah.
dare they?
How dare they?
And the part that Walker didn't mention on that last story is that he called me up and I came and I slashed their tires and they had a terrible night. So
Yeah, exactly.
that did not happen. However,
We're gonna clip that though before you said that did
Yeah.
not happen.
yes. However, if you go to the game and wear one of these shirts, when we rush the field after, not because beating TCU is a big deal, but because we want to, I'm going to try to put my shirt on Sonny Dykes while he walks up.
Yes.
So that's what it's for.
Love it.
Anyway, big shout out to them for teaming up with us. We're excited about that.
We are.
Absolutely. All right. On the next thing.
All right.
Season in general, right?
Yeah, season predictions and kind of
Yeah.
what we're general feelings, all that good stuff.
So should we go around the table and say whether we think we're going to win or lose for that game?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
For Nevada? Or?
Yeah, for Nevada. Ben, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I think we'll win. I think it'll be big. Probably like about 4 touchdowns, maybe is my prediction. I don't think we need to put numbers on it, but I think we'll win pretty big in that game. For
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah, we're going to win. Nevada, yeah.
No sad.
Yeah, we'll win. 52-7.
No shutout.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
you
Disappointing.
really
That's
wanted
what-
to
I
shout
that's
out.
what
want
you
a
want,
shutout, but
Yeah.
I don't
We
think
don't
we'll
all
get
get
it.
we don't always get what we
Well,
want.
we're not going to
Yeah.
play our starting defense the
Yeah,
whole time.
that's true.
True.
I think it's I do. I mean, we're gonna win, but I think it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be something like 35-7. Just because I don't think we're gonna be firing on all cylinders in the sense of like we're not gonna be using our starters the whole game. Like we're gonna pull Preston out. We're gonna pull all our starting receivers. It's gonna slow down in some ways. I mean, I hope it doesn't. It'd be great to see depth that just absolutely dominates, but very likely I think it's gonna slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
Only 35.
Only 35. It'll be a poor showing for Rhett Lashley's type of offense in terms of just total points scored. But there's a reason for it because we're trying to get reps to guys that don't get them normally.
Yeah.
Do we even ask for HCU? Or can we just move on?
69.
69-0. Yep.
Yeah.
Dude,
okay.
we're on the same page.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
All right. BYU?
BYU. Fun fact, BYU is 7-11 in the state of Texas. And this is their 100th
Nice.
season of football.
Wow.
Good for them.
And they're Mormons.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know.
That's it.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is Texas, just generally speaking, is better than Mormons, or because they're 7-11?
No, we're just better at football.
We're better at football than the
Better
Mormons.
at
Yeah.
football.
Well, they're kind of old by
We-
now after their missions.
we-
So
They
they'd be
average
better
like
then.
the highest or like
Yeah.
the oldest in the team. Their average age is 22 on the team.
Wow.
That makes
old.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll beat BYU. I definitely think every game on the list after this is going to be a close one.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them could be a coin toss, but I think we'll beat BYU for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I like us.
Yeah. I feel good about BYU. I mean, we hold grudges. Like, our guys are, a lot of them still remember that loss in the bowl game a couple years ago, and
Yeah.
they're not going to let that go. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this game will be our biggest test, of the season so far. They'll be harder than Nevada, but I don't think it'll be all that much of a game. And I can't quite figure out why. It seems like, I'm looking through their record. They had some pretty close games last season, and they seem to be returning a fair bit, but everyone's projection of them is really low. And so we'll see. I don't know what caused them to fall off, but I think they have fallen off.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say as an Oklahoma fan, they absolutely choked that. They should have beat Oklahoma. They almost beat Oklahoma State. I mean, they were decent last year. I mean, I don't think it's going to be an easy game for sure.
I do feel like they're saying 80% that we beat them. I feel like that feels a little bit high.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
I
still
agree.
think we're going to
I think it's like a 35-28 game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it
close
will
game.
be. Well, I think it'll be a 2-touchdown game
I could
or a
see
2-possession
that,
game.
yeah.
I think it'll be a 2-possession game, so it may be up like 10. It may not be 2 touchdowns, but
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's a 2-possession game. But it's one of those where, we're not really sure what's happening. Maybe we're only up 1 possession, and then fourth quarter we're like, all right, we get another
Kind of
score.
pull away a little bit. Yeah. Next one, just look at the shirts, right?
Yep.
TCU in all lowercase.
Yes. TCU sucks. Dub.
Yeah, so
Dub. We're going to beat them.
ESPN gives us a 62.9% chance of beating them. I like that.
Yeah, I actually feel pretty good about it. Actually,
Yeah.
I didn't think I would coming into the season, just because it's always a weird game. Rivalry games are always weird.
Yeah.
But I think that TCU falling off the way that they are, and SMU there is just so much positive momentum just within the team, just within the program. I mean, I think that this will be a charged stadium, and I think that the fans are going to be really into it, and I think that's going to help push us to feel good about this win.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I think the TCU's decline is like we're
We're crossing, and we already did cross over a little bit,
Yeah.
but now we're really going to see it.
Yeah, so TCU's projected 10th in the small 12.
The little 12.
They've got a new defensive coordinator this season, but they have brought on Dana Holgerson as a new offensive consultant, while Gary Patterson has now moved on to a consultant at Baylor.
He actually
fact.
stepped
Wow.
down.
Oh,
He
Good for
stepped
him.
down. There was a lot of, I don't know what happened, but I do think, bias aside, I genuinely think we're a lot more talented than TCU is. Like, I know it's easy to say like, oh, TCU sucks, but I especially think last year, the way I think we all were really positive about last year, and we just did not show up. It was our worst showing of the season.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to make the same mistake this year. I just don't think there's any way.
I also like 4 o'clock kickoffs a lot better than
Yeah.
11 a.m. I know
Yeah.
it's not like 7 o'clock that we hope for, but 4 o'clock is a much better kickoff time. I think we'll be ready to go for that.
Yeah.
One thing is they're expected to be a pretty run dependent air raid offense, which has never really worked out all that well. And so
It's a real odd combination.
yeah,
Is their quarterback going to be the same guy that finished the year last year?
I think so. And he's not.
I don't remember what his name was. He was okay. He's kind of a loose
he's not
cannon.
excellent.
Yeah,
I
no,
think,
he's not.
the air raid offense can make mediocre quarterbacks look really good,
Yeah.
but I don't think he's got the stuff.
I watched them play Oklahoma, and I don't think he's.
They also
very
don't have a standout wide receiver this season,
good. No.
and so,
Could have
Mhm.
been Jordan Hudson.
but
And-
it's not.
Yeah. It's
And
beautiful.
they did lose a fair bit in the portal. So, I mean,
Yeah.
19 players leaving it's never easy to fill
Dang.
that. But yeah, no, I feel good. I feel good about that game.
Florida
So-
State.
Well, hold on, we got to get predictions.
Oh, definitely win.
Yeah.
I think we'll win by 2 touchdowns.
TCU.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll beat TCU. I don't know if it'll be a 2-possession, maybe 1-possession game. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it'll be close. It'll be a fight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do 40-28
Okay.
or 31. 40-31. I'm gonna get a safety and a field goal in that game.
I like it.
That would be awesome. If that comes true, then
You heard it here first.
yeah,
You did, yeah.
we're gonna
We are known for predicting.
That's
the
true.
future.
there's
That's
some,
true.
Yeah,
We're gonna get a safety in the TCU game. Mark it down.
Wow.
love
Okay.
it. Yeah, I think I actually, as strange as this is, I think that this game will feel less close than BYU. I think that BYU is we're gonna be in a 1-possession game all the way up until the end, then we may pull away a little bit. I think this one we're gonna get 2 possessions up, and every time they hit, we hit back. I think it's gonna be one of those things where we're like, yeah, it's like, no, don't get me wrong, we can't take this for granted,
Yeah.
but I think it's gonna feel like, oh, we're in control the whole
Yeah.
time, and so it's gonna be a 2-possession game. I would say it's somewhere in the low 40s, probably like something like 42 or something. High 20s for that, maybe 28, like 42, 28 type thing. And I don't think we're really going to feel that nervous about them. So that's
I will. I will. For 2 weeks before the game, I will be nervous, and that's
fair.
all I will care about for 2 weeks.
The players, I don't think, are going to feel worried. I think the players are
so.
going to be feeling pretty confident.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, here's the question. So we're coming off a bye week off BYU into the 3 toughest games in our schedule: TCU, Florida State, and Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think we're going to manage that week off, and how do we stay focused on TCU and then on to the next one?
From what I have heard from the players is that I don't know how much they're going to focus on the next week. It seems like they're always just most focused on what's right in front of them because they don't want to think too far ahead.
I think it's a sign of maturity.
I think they will spend 2 weeks on TCU because they know the meaning of this game, in that this is if the TCU upholds their end of not wanting to continue the rivalry anymore, this is the last time that they will be playing at SMU Stadium, and we do not want to let them walk away with a win.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think they'll take it pretty seriously.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be a problem.
Okay.
And I think that our team has, especially after last season, has matured in the way that you would expect a team that's going to be a powerhouse program matures, where you really are you just get into the rhythm of, all right, this week this is our opponent, we're focused on them. You don't think about the week after that. You just take it 1 week at a time, as Joe was saying, and I think our team has matured just from all of our interviews with the players in the last episodes. I think we have a very mature team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right, so Florida State, similar to us, they got robbed or feel like they got robbed in what bowl game they went to.
Yep.
And then went out and laid an absolute egg in their bowl game and gave everybody, nothing to complain about anymore after that. And so I think Florida State may continue on that path. I'm not sure they're going to be as good as they were last year. We'll have to see.
It's all going to hinge on the quarterback.
The D will likely be very good, but can the offense put it together?
Yeah.
That's
Can
kinda my thoughts.
DJ
Step up.
Uilongale. I probably mispronounced that, but yeah, I'll let Ben go. I don't want to be a downer.
So the way I'm feeling right now is I think Florida State, Louisville, I have a feeling we're going to win one of those, but then I have a feeling we're going to drop a game like Duke or something that once you beat those teams, you're like, oh, there's no way we're going to lose any of the rest of these games. I'll go with Florida State as a loss. I think it'll be a close game, though. I think we'll give them a run for their money, but I think maybe similar to OU last year, their depth, I think we're getting there. I don't think we're fully there yet. I think their depth will win out. I could see us winning. Like, I honestly, genuinely could, but I'm not sure I would expect us to win that game. So
ESPN gives us a 41.8% chance of winning this game. So it's not out of the ballpark.
Higher
feels
than
high.
I would expect it to be.
Me too. We've got a better
It feels
chance of
a fair
winning
bit
that game
higher
than TCU has of beating us.
Yeah.
According to ESPN.
yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I would have guessed. Like, if you had asked me, I would have said, 30 max,
I would have said
Yeah.
20 to 25%,
Yeah.
frankly. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to be
Yeah. No, I'd say for me, I think we're going to lose. They're coming home. They're playing us at home. I think it'll be a really fun game. Right now, the tickets are going for twice as much as I paid for my season tickets, so that's fun.
It's pretty awesome.
But yeah, I don't think we're gonna beat them.
I just feel like this is a winnable game, and
Get your hopes up, Jay.
In my
your
head,
hopes up, man.
I know that we probably won't win. In my heart, I know that we will win.
I like it.
So I think we lose. 31-28, something like that. Just like maybe we have the opportunity to win the game at the last minute and get shut down. It's gonna be close, I think.
Yeah.
I think we'll show well in our new conference. We'll be a respectable loss, but we won't get blown out. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't want to follow that up with my prediction now, because this is gonna sound bad. I think that we're gonna go into this game after beating TCU, and we're gonna feel really high. And I think that FSU, even though I think they're gonna decline from last year, I think they're going to hit really hard, and they're gonna hit hard early. And I think it's going to, in some ways, shock our team a little bit. And I don't think it's going to be that close. I think it's going to be more than 2 touchdowns that we lose by. And I think it's going to be a kind of a reset in our minds for the rest of the season of like, can we like, hey, we knew they were good. Yeah, they hit us hard. Can we kind of recover from this? But I do think it's going to be a rough loss. But
You've changed my mind. Now listening to you, hearing what you have to say, I hear that. And I completely disagree with all of it. We're going to win 42-0.
I think you should.
Good.
I think you should go.
I know. See, that's why I was.
No, I'm with you,
man.
Yannick. I don't think it's gonna be pretty.
I would
win.
love nothing more than for us to win. I think that in order for us to win against FSU, though this is not the case for any of the other games this season. This is the only one that would be like this. If we beat FSU, it's going to have to be like when you remember when A&M beat Alabama and that upset year was crazy and nobody saw it coming.
Yeah.
They came out swinging. They went up like 21-0. Like it was like right off the bat in the first quarter. They like scored. They got like a fumble. They scored. It was just all really quick. That's the only. I think that's if we win this game, it's because we score first drive that we have it, and we get a turnover and we score right after that, and we just punch them in the mouth to where they kind of stumble back and they don't know what's going on. I think that's our only chance, and we'll know in the first 5 minutes if that happens. But if it comes to a slugfest, I don't think it's gonna feel good.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm with you.
I disagree.
Jay,
Right.
I want you to be right. This is good.
We're going to win.
This is why we need Jay to be the front man for this.
Okay.
Now, here's the question. When we do win and we tear down the goalpost, we can't tear down the goalpost for TCU, but if we beat
You want to
Florida
tear
State-
down our own goalpost?
Yeah.
Isn't that usually what you do?
Yeah, I guess
usually
we-
you tear down your own.
Which fountain do we take the goalpost to?
It's got to be the one in front of City Hall.
Dallas Hall?
Dallas Hall, yeah.
Yeah.
City Hall. No,
hike, bro.
That's what it is. City Hall.
City Hall would be a hike, but
I mean, before we could just jump right.
We can just
into
march
the
right down
grass
Central,
pad.
right down 75.
Ooh. I like that. Shut down the...
Shut down the.
we are
Yeah.
DFW.
Or what
so.
we could do is look for cars that have TCU stickers and just toss it over down.
Yeah, wait for one of them to
Boom.
drive by. And
Of course, we missed the people. We just ruined. the
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
Okay, so
No.
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 Yeah, no.
We got to put it in front of Dallas Hall.
Yeah,
here's the great thing about it is we've got several weeks to find new goalposts after
that's
this.
true.
We don't play at home for like another month.
That's
So
true.
We'll source some news.
Yeah, we'll find somebody to get us some.
One other thing I want to talk about before we move on to Louisville is if we're 4-0 going into this game, we'd be ranked, and we'd be playing another ranked team most likely.
Mm-hmm.
I think Florida State has like Memphis is like the only competitive game they have before this. Georgia Tech, obviously week 0. But we would be up against Alabama and Georgia, and K-State, Oklahoma State, and A&M, Arkansas, possibly as game day contenders. A&M, Alabama, Georgia already has the 6:30 slot on.
Yeah,
ABC.
Like they're going to be game day for sure.
No.
Which sucks. I'm like, man, how awesome would it be?
We would have had a
game day
good
that
shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe if Alabama loses early or Georgia, it's not going to happen. But maybe
It's unlucky timing for us, really.
it is. Yeah.
But
That's how it goes. So Louisville.
like I said, I think we're gonna win one of those two games. I picked Florida State to lose. I think we could beat Louisville. I'm gonna. That's gonna be my bold prediction. My upset prediction is gonna be Louisville. I know it's not gonna be an easy game. It's away. It's tough to play there. They did lose their best receiver. Sucks for them, obviously, and for the kid. But I'm gonna predict an upset win there.
All right. I think we're gonna lose again. It's another really good team. I don't think we have it yet. We're not there yet. You know?
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think this is a less winnable game than Florida State.
Yeah, especially we're away.
ESPN shows that. This is actually
Just
our
barely.
least likely chance of winning.
Just barely.
It's the third game after
2.3%.
a bye week. It's just like boom, boom, boom.
And
This is the last boom.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
really profound of me.
Boom, boom, boom.
boom, 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 and this is the last one.
That's one of the more profound things we've said today.
I will say I could see kind of what Yannick said. If we were to get blown out by Florida State, I could see that being a bounce back opportunity. But then again, I can see also like if TCU, BYU, and FSU are all slogs where it's like punch after punch, we could just have nothing left at that point.
Mhm.
I'm gonna stick to what I said though.
Yeah, stick
Yeah,
with it.
Stick with it.
Stick with
Yeah.
it.
I think that this one. I think we also lose this game. I think that we're still going to be kind of reeling from FSU, and this is going to be one of those shows. It shows where our depth is because we're facing like Walker said earlier. It's our 3 toughest games all back to back to back. I think that we're going to start seeing that more, and I think the lines of scrimmage are going to be tough. Being away, it's going to be tough. And I think it's going to be our second loss. And so I think, and this is going to be the part of the season where, we may have a lot of fair weather fans kind of pull back, but they don't realize if you're the 20th best team and you're playing 2 teams that are top 20, yeah, you're expected to lose those. Doesn't mean you're not a 20th best team. What it means is that, yeah, you played teams that are really good and sometimes you get hit in the mouth and you don't make it through. But I think that sentiment's going to pull back on us, and maybe everyone's going to overreact and say, "Oh, maybe SMU's not all that." But I don't think that's going to be true. I think we're going to have a really good season. But I just think these 2 being back to back the way they are right after TCU, I think it's just going to be a tough on the players.
Yeah, I do think that is pretty unfortunate. I would love to move it back a couple weeks, but this card we're dealt. Interesting enough, Louisville's number 26, or they've got the 26th most votes in the AP polls, and Florida State's number 9, 9 or 10, and so we're favored, or we're more likely to beat that Florida State team than we are to beat Louisville, which
I
is
don't know
interesting.
how they come up with these.
I think
I don't know.
predictions.
I think they're expecting our home field advantage to be stronger this year. I think it's going to be. I think they're really thinking that it's going to be a big thing, and I think it will be. I think it will be stronger this year than it has been in any previous year.
It's
I mean,
like
That may be
That's
a low bar.
You're right.
so
It's a
one
low
is
bar.
larger than 0. You're right.
Yes.
But I think that, first of all, Florida State, if you guys, so what is it, last year's TCU game? No, it was the year before that when we were at home, when Sonny Dykes first came
Yeah.
to SMU. Cloudy Dykes, sorry.
Thank
When
you.
Cloudy Dykes came,
I
I
was
didn't know who you were
I was
talking about for a
confused,
second.
yeah.
yeah, the stadium was pretty electric actually, and I think that Florida State's going to be that way, and so I think that people know that we're going to have some electric fans that are ready to go for FSU.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I think we should run quickly through the last few games, not spend too long on them.
Yeah.
Stanford
W.
win, yeah.
Yeah, W.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Duke.
I think that could be our
I
trip
could
up
see-
game.
I could see us losing to Duke.
That's-
Yeah.
Wow. I was thinking the exact same thing. And we didn't talk about this before at all.
Yeah, it's my 3rd loss.
Yeah. Because my thought is we're going to lose Louisville, lose Florida State. And then there's one more game amongst all of these that I think we're also going to lose.
That we don't think normally we would think we could probably win.
Yeah. And so I'm just going to settle on Duke as being the one that we're going to lose because it's, we get beat up by FSU, Louisville. We have a bye week. We beat Stanford, kind of get back on our feet. And then I feel like we're going to stumble again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we'll lose to Duke, Pitt, or BC. And I think it's most likely at Duke, but I think any of those could be trip up games.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't believe Walker basically said exactly what I was thinking, and we're apparently on the same page with all 3 of our losses. But I will say this: after losing Duke, we'll have lost 3 games out of 4 games, 3 of the 4 games in a row that we'll have lost, and I think everyone's going to jump off the SMU bandwagon because there's some high optimism around the program, and there should be because we are a top 25 program. I think we are a top 25 program, and I think people are going to jump off that, but we're going to finish the year with 4 wins. Not to get ahead of what we're about to do, but I think this is going to be, people are going to all like think, oh, like they lost again to Duke. Oh my goodness, maybe they're really not that good. But I think we're going to quietly be a really good program, and we're going to get to the end of the season. People are like, wait, they really won out? Like they were good. And people are going to use us, like Florida State. They're going to use us as one of their signature wins. Like Florida State's going to get to the end of their season, and they're going to say, "Dang guys, look at all who we beat SMU. We beat and they're going to be like, and we're going to be used as like a power win for people."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll have to see about these 3 games. I think one of them could be a trip-up game. Could be, has the possibility to beat us. But I think we could go through these 3 games and win them all. Yeah. So I've got us at 10-2. Sounds like 9-3 is what you have.
Yeah, I'm 9.
I'm 9-3. That's where I made my prediction when
Ben's
I was looking through it.
10-2, right?
I have 10-2. However, I wouldn't be surprised. I do think we'll be more likely to be 9-3. I could see us dropping another.
If we get to 10-2,
surprising
there's a
one.
chance we're in Charlotte at the beginning of the season, or at the middle of December.
Yeah.
So
I
It
think
depends on how the other teams do, but yes,
yeah,
there is a chance.
Yeah, my optimist is 10-2, but I think more realistic would be 9-3. But
yeah,
I'll
I could
stick with
see us
10-2.
set up is 8-4 and 11-1.
Isn't the over under 8.5?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
We've all still picked the
We're
over.
all picking
so
the over.
we're I felt pretty aggressive with 9-3, but I think it's realistic in the sense that I think we can do it. I think we will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first heard the over under at 8.5, I felt like it was high. But now that we like have walked through it and we kind of know more where our team stands, I think they're right on the money. Like
I think
8 or 9. Like I think that's
Yeah.
If we beat
It's gonna be
TCU,
8 or 9.
we're going to hit the over.
if we yeah.
Yeah, if we beat
I'm with
TCU, there's
If we win 9 games, we'll hit the over.
Well, yeah, you're right.
And if we win the rest of our games, we'll be national champions, baby. Let's go.
So we have 2 10-2s and 2 9-3s.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Mhm, yeah.
Okay.
And I think
I'm like a.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I'm a 9.5.
9.5.
I think
and
we'll be 10-3. I think that we're going to get a bowl game, and I think we're going to make a statement. It's not going to be like last year where we're like, all right, this doesn't really matter. Nobody cares. I think we're going to finish the year with a bowl game win too, and I think we're going to end up being a 10-3 team in a Power 3 conference.
I agree with the final sentiment. We'll be 10-3. I think we'll lose our bowl game. We've never won a bowl game.
I think this is the difference. I think this is where it changes. I think this year is the year that it changes as we're in a Power 3 conference.
Yeah.
I'll just be different and say we're gonna go 9-4 with the bowl game, lose our bowl game.
Now I think this brings up.
But I don't care about bowl games anyway. So
Yeah,
Neither,
they have become pretty meaningless.
Neither does
over time.
the NCAA. Neither does college football, really.
yeah,
So one thing that's interesting this year is the playoff format's changed so much, and so all we have to do is be in the top 12 or top 11, I guess, to make it to the playoffs.
What do you mean top 11?
The one at-large bid from the group of 5.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It was like higher than Liberty or
Yeah.
anyway.
I hope it's not Liberty.
Actually, in some ways, we actually may have to be better than the top 11 because if you think about, like, there's a chance that some of the teams that get in really aren't the 11 best teams, depending on how the conference championships goes.
So I've got this. Well, either it's in the description or on the screen right now. I've got this graphic from K4 Ratings on Twitter, and they've got how many mulligans you have, how many upsets are required for you to make an at-large bid for the college football playoff this season. And so at the top of the list, Georgia has 3 mulligans. They can lose 3 games and still make it to the college football playoffs.
Yep.
I just think is right. They've got a crazy schedule. If they lose 3, then
they'll be fine.
they'll be fine. So and then Alabama and Oregon are at 2 mulligans, and then we've got Florida State, Iowa, Kansas State, LSU, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Penn State, and UT with 1 mulligan, and they'll still be in the college football playoff discussion.
Yep. And then we can just kind of skip down. Basically, SMU and TCU.
Just
That
need one
surprised
upset.
me.
Yeah. It needs one upset to get into the playoffs, basically.
So if we beat Louisville or Florida State,
But we have to win out.
we have to win out from there.
Yeah.
We will be in the playoffs. Yes.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
Is there a world where we don't get an upset and we get into the playoffs?
I think so.
Yes.
I think we'd have to see some SEC carnage.
Yeah.
And we'd have to see kind of maybe a blowout in the ACC championship game.
And some Big Ten
that's
carnage too.
That's what I'd be worried about. If we're one loss and we make it to the ACC championship game and we lose that, I think we're out of the at-large discussion. So we gotta.
Okay.
We almost have to not make the championship game to be in.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we lose to Florida State and Louisville, we wouldn't go to the championship. Presumably,
go. But we
could we end up in the playoffs still?
I think
Is
there
there-
would be a
is there a way?
slight chance.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
The question is would we get in over a 9-3 team? Like if you look at these other teams that like Oklahoma, they go 9-3.
Would
they
their,
get-
would
would we
their
get in over
schedule? No
Their
way.
schedule, yeah. Well,
No.
that's what I'm saying though. Their schedule's
Yeah.
brutal.
Yeah.
So maybe pick a. I mean,
I think we get
Florida. This is in the images. Florida can lose like 4 games or something like that. They
Yeah.
can win like 8 games and they will make the playoffs.
They've got the highest or the hardest schedule this season.
It's crazy.
It's an insane Florida. Yeah,
They've
here.
got 3 losses.
It says
Oh, wow.
regular season wins required to be in the CFP at large discussion. 8 wins. They can win 8 games, lose 4 of them, and they will still be an at large.
They're the only team in that
they're the only team in that category.
8 game
funny,
category.
The opposite end is Nevada with 13. They're the only one in that category as well.
The only team with 13
So
wins.
by week 1, they could be out of the discussion.
They say that we need 11 wins,
Mm.
which I
Which
feel
would be
like
the
makes
splitting
sense. 11.
the
We win.
FSU Louisville.
Yeah, you win one of the. You upset one game.
But this is one of the things. This is where I kind of disagree with these graphics. I don't know if us being 10-2 with losses to Louisville and FSU, if we would get in over Michigan, Texas,
I don't think
A&M.
It says
No,
TCU
it's
only needs
Ole Miss.
10, but we need 11.
Interesting.
TCU plays
They're probably playing harder teams.
more ranked teams. What was weird though,
Who are they playing? Do they
They-
have?
yeah, they have they play
the small
Kansas
12
who's
is not very-
22. They play Utah who's 12. They play
Utah,
Arizona who's
there you
21 and
go.
OSU who's 17.
And Oklahoma State?
Yeah, Oklahoma State. 17.
Yeah, I mean that's.
So
Yeah.
they've got a
the
couple harder
gauntlet.
games. And frankly,
Yeah.
there's no way they're going to win more than one of those games just because. So it's not really relevant, but yeah.
Yeah, my final prediction for TCU season is 0-12. So
Yep.
Mm.
I'm with you.
yeah, one I see on this list that keeps showing up is Iowa, and they seem to have an interesting chance to make the playoffs. I keep hearing people say that this playoff format is built for Penn State, and I couldn't agree with that anymore. They can never beat Michigan or Ohio State when they're good.
No.
But are they always a good team? Yes. They're like the Ole Miss. Ole Miss
Mhm.
and Penn State, in my mind, occupy the same spot.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
They're both got a pretty high ranking. We've got another graphic here is chance to be a CFP at-large
Crazy.
discussion. Yeah, we're on this list. We're kind of in the middle of the pack, SMU and Iowa, Wisconsin.
9%.
Middle of the pack of teams that could conceivably make it.
Right.
Yeah, so we're well ahead of most
As
of
an
the teams.
at-large, yeah.
So, but yeah, Penn State's 71% chance.
Next
make-
highest
next-
is 37,
Yep.
31 maybe.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, Missouri and Ole Miss have very easy SEC schedules this year. So
Yeah. I think-
comparably to the other ones, yeah.
Then Miami's got a good shot. So we'll see. You know, we've got it pretty easy in the ACC. We miss out on Miami, North Carolina,
Clemson,
Yeah.
Clemson.
NC State.
Yeah.
So
Interesting. Another graphic that we have from K Ford is the projected 1-possession regular season games.
yeah, this is interesting.
And I think it's really interesting to me that, Colorado is projected to have a 1-possession game for 10 games.
Which is
Yeah.
crazy. 10 of
Oh my
12
gosh.
games.
The fact
one
that they're
possession.
playing North Dakota State and like bragging, they're like, yeah, this game we're gonna blow North Dakota State out of the water. So
Yeah.
have you seen them play before?
And then the fact that we're kind of like towards the bottom of the pack
Yeah.
with 4,
Only 4.
which I guess would project that we have an easier schedule, which makes sense with what we've seen. Like
Yep.
we're projected to win all but 2 games.
I think that's right. I mean, Florida
Yeah.
State, Louisville. Hopefully, those are 1-possession games.
TCU.
TCU and Duke.
Yeah,
BYU
TCU,
maybe.
Duke. Yeah, BYU maybe.
This one worries me a little bit because I'm not sure if they're projecting that we're going to be 1 possession with Florida State or Louisville. They could be projecting that we get
Oh.
blown out by those, and we have 4 other games that are one possession.
Are these one possession wins or losses, or
It
just
doesn't
in
just
general?
just
games.
games. And that's what I'm
You
saying.
see-
Is like
Dominant program like Liberty, and then a doormat at the bottom of
because like
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt's going to have only one possession
I
game,
see.
but that's because they're going to lose
I
like
gotcha.
a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. It's a mixed bag. I like being down there with the Alabamas, Texas, Utahs, Ole Miss, like all those. Yeah, it's you see generally you see good teams have that, but
Mm-hmm.
you know
I think we're in
we'll
good,
see.
good company. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm excited. It'll be an interesting season.
Yeah.
It
Mhm.
Sure.
very much will. I think, yeah. I mean, we go back and look at last season, how many one possession games
Yeah.
did we have? Not very many at all. I mean, maybe a couple.
Yeah. So I'm not sure who put this in, but I think this is a good question. What's the minimum wins needed for a successful season? What do you guys think?
8.
I think I agree with that. I would say 8. I mean, it might be a little disappointing, but like, I mean, going 8-4 in our first season, I think would be really good.
It just depends when the 8 are.
Yeah,
That's-
that's
If we don't beat TCU, it's not a successful season.
I agree.
That's fair.
I agree. One of those 8 has to be
It has to be
TCU.
TCU. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But-
think
but
if
also,
if
aren't we
TCU is one
kind
of
of-
the 8, then
Aren't
I'll
we
take
kind of
that.
getting over TCU? Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
We need to beat them down before we can get them.
Yeah, that's true.
I need to shove them down on the ground and kick them a few times, and then I can step over them and
Okay,
move
that's
on.
fair.
Yeah.
That's a good picture
That's
in my
fair.
mind now.
Yeah, I'm working on getting over TCU, but I'm not there yet. We gotta beat them this year. That'd be a big step to help me get over that.
I'm gonna give
It's therapy. Us beating them is therapy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No pressure.
I'll be honest.
Fair enough.
I feel like in some ways I really am past TCU. I really don't care about them at this point. I think they're a speed
for
bump
you.
in the road.
That's very
But that's
healthy.
because it's just because I really do. I look at their program and I'm like, wow, we really are just well ahead of them now. Like literally just even from last year to this year, I look at our program where we're going and where they're going. I'm just like, wow, we are well ahead of these guys. And so they feel like they're more in the rearview mirror for me.
Nah, you
That's
see,
how I
I
feel.
want
Very
to
mature of you.
I want to correct something you said. I wouldn't say they're a speed bump. I would say they're a speed hump. Because a speed bump, you have to really slow down. But a speed hump, you can still kind of go fast over it. You know what I mean?
That's fair. Yeah, you know.
They're like our speed hump. Like, yeah, we kind of slow down, but
The thing you
know.
hit and you're like, oh, did you guys feel that? That might have been a pothole
Yeah, or a person.
or a person.
A TCU alum, maybe.
No. TCU alums, I'm fine with them existing.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
The university,
Should
Yes.
cease to exist.
Yeah. It's not the
Yes.
people, you know? Like,
Yeah.
people, some of the people there act a little ridiculous, and that's one of the reasons I don't like them. But
But there are also people at
on
our
a,
school
on a human
that
level,
can
yeah,
act
there, yeah,
ridiculous
exactly.
too,
On a
for
human
sure.
level, all this animosity is more like high level,
Yeah.
just
Hey.
the institution,
Football coach.
Don't hate
team.
the person, hate the sin. And
Yeah.
TCU existing is just one of those.
That's true.
I do not like Sonny Dykes, though. That's when it gets
yeah,
personal.
Yeah.
definitely.
But
There's some healing that needs to happen there too.
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Well,
All right,
so,
I think we got one more thing we
yeah,
want to talk
so we've been, talking about our season outlook, explaining what we're thinking about the games. I also think that, as of recently, there's been a lot of Taylor Swift fans that have gotten into football. I don't have no idea why. But
I'm one. Just kidding.
and I'm coming out of left field with the Taylor Swift thing here. Are you guys Taylor Swift fans?
Not really.
No. Not really.
No.
No,
Yannick, no.
I've never been.
Y'all's wives?
I actually don't know
listen to
most
Taylor
of the
Swift?
songs.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Not really, actually.
No, my wife
a
doesn't.
little bit.
Okay. Well, my wife, massive Taylor Swift fan. And
Swiftie.
so I'm kind
Shout out
of
Erica.
I'm kind of
That's a
like
red
a
flag.
Taylor Swift fan by proxy, Maybe like what's the like syndrome where it's like you kind of like fall in love with your captor or whatever if you're like kidnapped. What is that
The
called?
Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm syndrome. Yeah. So like maybe that's the case for me.
I hope so.
Walker's been kidnapped into becoming a Swiftie, just brainwashed.
Yeah. No. But
Osmosis.
anyways, for those of y'all listening, which if you are,
You know who's a huge Swiftie?
who
George Carson.
really
You got to ask him about it next time you see him.
is he?
You-
Is he Taylor Swift encyclopedia too?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
no.
In fact,
He knows
is.
everything about Taylor Swift.
That's awesome. Well, so for the people that maybe aren't as inclined towards football that are listening to this podcast for some reason, I don't know why, but welcome. You want to learn more about football? You're interested in SMU football?
Hey, Mom.
Hey. And you're interested in SMU football. You don't know as much, but you're a huge Taylor Swift fan.
Okay.
Boy, do I have
Not mom.
Boy, do I have the playlist for you. So my wife and I sat down. My wife and I sat down and kind of like thought through each of the games, picked up like a vibe, a storyline, and we matched a Taylor Swift song to each game that we're playing.
That's hilarious.
And so I just want to run through this real quick.
Are you also going to sing like the chorus for us, or?
I've got like a few quotes of lyrics.
Okay.
Maybe if y'all are really engaging with me and we get into it,
If
maybe I'll start singing.
I could sing if I knew the songs, but I don't. So.
Anyways, starting with Nevada, our vote is "Cruel Summer." It's just her most popular, most fun song, and it's like the summer season opener, you know. So like, let's just go have some fun. Like we're in a new conference. It's not a conference game, but we're in a new conference. Everyone's excited. The opportunities are endless.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's going to be hot.
It's going to be hot. We won't be there.
In the
I'll be
middle
sitting
of-
in the AC watching the
let's
game for
go.
sure.
That's right.
HCU, Ready for It? That's the game. That's the name of the song. Ready for It.
We're ready for it.
And it's our first home game. Like we're going to lock in. Like, are you ready for it? Like, I'm ready.
It's wide
I'm
out
pumped.
time.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Facts.
BYU, our vote's Karma. I said that weird. Karma. I don't know why I said Karma. Karma. And one of the lyrics was like, "Karma is the thunder rattling your ground. Karma's on your scent like a bounty hunter. Karma's going to track you down from town to town."
Ooh.
Yeah, they beat us 2 years ago. It's a grudge match. We're in a better conference than they are now. So, like, Karma's on our side.
We're going to hunt down the Mormons. Is that what you're saying? That's what I heard.
All right, next one.
We get canceled.
TCU game. And I
Lowercase.
lowercase
Yes, lowercase
TCU.
TCU.
This is more directed at Cloudy Dykes.
Yep.
But we could
Almost
also
flipped.
just direct at TCU. But the song is "The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived." It's some lyrics that go with this is "I don't even want you back. I just want to know if resting my sparkling summer was the goal. I'll forget you, but I'll never forgive the smallest man who ever lived."
It's good.
Cloudy Dykes. Yeah, the way he left SMU to go TCU deserves prison.
This is a song lyric, believe it or not.
It is a song,
She wrote this.
Yeah, and then there's were you a sleeper cell spy? In 50 years, will all this be
Probably.
declassified and you'll confess why you did it? And I'll say, good riddance.
Good riddance.
amen.
Cloudy.
Yeah.
Amen.
FSU tolerate it just because like they wanted to leave the conference, but they're stuck with us. So they're
Yep.
just going to have to tolerate it. A lyric,
I like that one. That's a good one.
It's a good one. Very
a lyric, "I know my love should be celebrated, but you tolerate it."
Oof.
This ACC, that was added in. "This ACC has made them my temple, my mural, my sky, but they're begging for footnotes in the story of their life." But they're, right? Yeah, that's okay. I read it right. Anyways, moving on to Louisville. Who's afraid of little old me? It's about us, right?
Louisville
SMU
is.
coming back from the dead, right?
Oh yeah.
College football, they looked down on us. They sanctioned us. They
They
kicked
gave us the death
They
penalty.
give us the death penalty,
Facts.
which they didn't give. Excuse me. They didn't give to anyone else. If you wanted me dead, you should have just said, "Nothing makes me feel more alive." You don't get to tell me you feel bad. College Football Commission didn't impose the same punishment on anyone for much worse crimes. My wife wrote a lot of this, so I'm like reading it. It's
This
like
is
in all
awesome.
caps. It's so funny. Who's afraid of little me? You should be.
Yeah, you should.
Oof.
Oh,
You
yeah.
would. None of these schools would have lasted an hour in the asylum where they raised us, right? And then
Born in the darkness.
her favorite line, that "I'll sue you if you step on my lawn." It's like because we have money, right?
Oh yeah.
Good stuff.
Stanford, Out of the Woods.
That's
And
a good one.
It's
That's
because
perfect,
we're
yeah.
like leaving our two most difficult games of the season. So it's like, are we out of the woods yet?
Hopefully.
So
And
Also, Stanford's the
the
tree.
tree.
and the tree,
We're gonna
exactly.
chop some trees
Yeah.
down.
Let's go.
California.
Duke, The Outside. And the thought behind this was like they're known for their basketball, and so like the football team is on the outside, like they feel left out
That's
within
pretty
their own
funny.
school. So it's like,
It's true.
yes. So how could I ever try to be better? Nobody has ever let me in. And I just wanted to say, if there's one thing we know about Duke football is that they have a basketball team.
That's
I do
deep.
know that.
Yeah.
That's deep.
For Pitt, it's the homecoming game. We're excited. So
Oh yeah.
we're gonna say the song is "Long Live," just because it's like it just I don't know. It reminds us of like kind of like high school, like homecoming type vibes, you know? So it's just like fun. Let's see, a lyric. I said, remember this moment in the back of my mind, the time we stood with our shaking hands, the crowds and stands went wild. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pony up.
Pony up. BC, Boston College. I forgot that you existed. A lyric is, it isn't love, it isn't hate, it's just indifference.
Yeah.
Just because.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
They
know.
beat us in the bowl game, but
yeah,
like,
but it was
nobody cared.
nobody
at the-
cared.
Yeah, in Boston, rainy.
At a baseball stadium.
Yeah, literally.
Bowl games at this point always have tons of opt-outs too. It's just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. Virginia, they were 2-10 last season.
Really?
Yeah. So they were not good. And so the
They should
song
play Nevada.
the song
Battle
we
of
picked for them is This Is Me Trying, just because they're just trying. They're just doing
They're
their
doing the best they
Yeah.
can, dude.
Yeah. Lyric. Fell behind all my classmates. Got wasted like all my potential. Standing at your doorway. This is me trying. At least I'm trying. It's hard to be at a party when you feel like an open wound. So they're
Ouch.
struggling to fit in, you know.
But at least they're at the party.
Yeah, they're at the party. though.
Yeah, that's true.
And then last but not least, Cal. Everything has changed. It's just
Yeah, welcome to the ACC.
we're both in the ACC now. It's the end of the season. Hopefully, it both looks good for us at that point. Like we're both looking at a new future for our school. Everything has changed. So I hope if you agree with this playlist for each of the games, let us know. If you think there's a better suited song for one of the games, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Put it in the comments.
Yeah, if you're really angry at us for talking about Taylor Swift on a football podcast, let us know. I won't do anything about it, but let us know. Eric will get mad at me for forgetting to say this, but this is a SMU's Eras tour right here.
Oof.
I don't know
We're
much
going
about Taylor
back.
Swift, but that
It's
sounds
not-
good.
you know,
I
this
like
is-
that.
We've been through our eras. We've been through our, national championship eras.
Yeah.
We've been to our death penalty era.
Yeah, and if you know about Taylor Swift, if you know much about her, you'll realize that all the songs we've selected, there's at least one song from each of her eras
Ooh.
in all this.
I
And
feel
of
like
course,
that
there's
deserves like little
Taylor's
snap
version,
things.
right?
Like,
Yeah. And if you're upset, blame Erica's wife. We'll put her
Erica's wife?
Sorry, Walker's wife.
Yeah.
We'll put her Instagram on the.
No, it won't.
I will.
So-
doctor.
Anyways, if you're a Swiftie and an SMU football fan, you're welcome.
Yeah.
And if you're
Yeah.
not,
Start
like
listening to this
most of
playlist.
us, you're also welcome.
Yeah.
George, we expect a full breakdown of what you think of these
Yeah, George.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially.
in the
Let us
comments
know.
below.
Yeah. Well, good
I
episode,
think that's
guys.
I think that's it for the show.
Awesome. So
Well-
we're thinking 9-3, 10-2,
Yeah.
9.5,
or undefeated.
9.5 and 2.5.
I think
Yeah.
9.9
Successful
threes are
season.
most likely.
Yeah.
Successful needs to be 8 wins.
Successful season, 8 wins. One of them has to be TCU.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, the thing is, even if we beat TCU and we're 7-5, I think it'll still feel like an unsuccessful season.
I disagree.
Yeah,
I
I know.
couldn't possibly disagree anymore. If we're
But you also said that we could go 1-11 with
Exactly.
TCU, and that would be a successful season. So
No.
I think 3 and 8,
3 and 9.
3-9.
3 and 9. Yeah.
One other thing is we'll be back Saturday after the game. We're gonna live stream our responses afterwards, our mood, whatever, like how we're feeling afterwards.
Basically
So
doing
We'll do a show. We'll do a live
yeah.
show.
live
a live
podcast,
show
you
after
know?
the game, right after. So
Trying something new. It may go great. It
Yeah.
may be horrible. Who knows?
I think it'll be
I
great.
think it'll be
It'll
good.
be a test run. I think it'll be awesome.
It'll be
Yeah.
fun.
So
Yeah, I
come
think
check
we'll-
us out on YouTube after the game. Be pretty late,
yeah.
but you know what?
It will be late, but we will, record the audio like we always do, and then post the audio
Yeah.
up.
If you can't
So
make it.
the live stream video will stay up on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
anyway, so you can watch it later. You don't
Yeah.
have to live stream it, but it would be fun because then
Yeah.
we could see comments.
Yeah.
We could respond live. Like I think it'd be pretty cool. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
I hope you guys join. Check
Saturday
us
night
out.
after the game.
Check out. Get yourself a TCU Sucks shirt.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
very soft cotton, very comfortable.
Super.
And make sure to rep it for the game.
And
Yeah.
one other thing, let us know what other sports you want us to cover at SMU.
Yeah.
We've got several other sports going on this fall. Is there any other SMU sports that you care about that you want us to cover?
For
Let
sure.
us know.
Like obviously we love SMU football, but
Yeah.
the ultimate purpose of the podcast is just to support SMU sports, get fans
Yeah.
excited, share our excitement with y'all.
Yeah.
And just like build a community around SMU sports. Like it's just super fun for us to get to hang out, and we'd love to just like have more people to hang out with, and
Exactly. Yeah.
we all have a common interest.
Yeah, we got some volleyball.
crazy.
We got some volleyball content in the pipeline. Eventually, basketball too. So
Hopefully, yeah.
We'll see.
Should be fun.
Yeah, so let us know.
Yeah, get yourself Tejas Designs or Spot 69 across from the health center
Yeah.
at games at that HCU game. Pick up a TCU.
Check out the
shirt.
description. We'll put the website and all that information.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then follow
See
us on
us.
Instagram. Continue to follow us on Spotify and YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave comments. You can leave comments on Spotify. Leave a review on Spotify. We actually have a decent amount of 5-star reviews on Spotify, which
Yeah.
is awesome. But nobody leaves any like comment with it. It's just 5-star review, move on. I don't know if you can do it on Spotify actually.
I don't think
You
so.
can do it on Apple Podcasts. So if you listen to Apple Podcasts or you want to like leave us words to say nice things about us, which I would love. But anyways,
We'll take mean words too.
yeah. But if you leave a 5-star review with some fun stuff to say about us, we'll totally read it on the podcast live and give you a
Yeah.
shout out. If you leave an interesting comment as well.
Comment
something.
TCU sucks down below. And
Yeah.
we
Get
may
it
give away a
trending.
T-shirt. Let's see what we
Sure.
can do about that.
I don't sure. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Also, if you want hats, we got more hats in. So just DM us on Instagram, or leave a comment. I don't know. We'll find a way to get to you for sure.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, follow us on Instagram, Spotify, all that. You know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and pony up.
Pony up, baby.
Let's
go.
go.